Hey everybody, Mr. Chris here from Behind Ears Podcast. Hey, I'm not traveling to Florida. I know some of you are playing Where's Chris Going this week, but I'm not going to Walt Disney World. Unfortunately, that's just not in the cards right now. But I am traveling. And I do travel for work every once in a while. This is one of those times. Now, I'm not telling you where I'm going, because some people are still playing Where's Chris, and it's okay. But I am here, coming to you live from the O'Hare International Airport, which is, let's face it, it's one of the airports I fly out of all the time. I tend not to fly out of Midway, and it's actually a really cool place. In fact, my dad used to bring me here for lunch when I was a little kid back in the day. You know, so I kind of have an affinity for it. I just realized I'm going down the wrong path. Whee! Okay, so here's the deal. Some of you are kind of wondering, what are some things that you need to take into consideration when you fly with your family to Walt Disney World? So take it from me. I am a seasoned flyer. I have flown so many miles on at least one airline that, you know, it would equal the distance from the Earth to the Moon. Okay, so I've flown a lot in the past many years. Here's the deal. Some of you are really nervous about trying to get from point A to point B. Some of you are afraid of going through security. Some of you are wondering what to pack, how to deal with your flight. That's okay. These are all great things to wonder about. So I'm going to bring to you over the next few days, mainly today, Monday, some tomorrow, and also Friday when I come back home, on tips that'll help you plan. So right now, I'm walking to my flight, and I'm going to give you guys one of the first tips. Anytime I fly somewhere, walking through the terminal, I don't necessarily have to know my flight number. I just have to know when it's leaving, and I have to know where I'm going. I know, sounds kind of stupid, right? But I always stop here. That's right. I always stop and find out where your flight is, because they do change times or change gates. And it looks like my flight is still on time. And it looks like they've changed gates on me already. See? That's something to look at. So I go through all the time. I look at all the different monitors, make sure I know where I'm going to be at what time. Now, another thing. I'm here 2 hours early. Now, I try to get here 2 hours before my flight takes off. And I do try to get here at least 2 hours before my flight boards. Here's the reason why. Chicago traffic is nuts, and I never know what TSA is going to be like. Now today, TSA was an absolute breeze. 5 minutes at the most. It was really simple, really easy. What can I tell you? TSA is not one of those things where you really have to worry about. But I'm going to give you more tips about that later. Right now, I'm still heading to my gate. Now, so I always try to get here 2 hours. So when you see people comment about Disney Magical Express picking up 3 hours from your flight, that's not a lot of time, because it takes you almost an hour to get to the airport. Then you gotta, get all settled in, get your tickets, or if you have to, double check, go to the bathroom, go through security. And those security lines at Orlando are quite nuts. So, those are just some things to take into consideration. I sometimes wish it was a little bit more than 3 hours, but 3 hours has always worked well for us from the resort here. So once you get past security, one of the things I like to do, I like to always scope out where are the restrooms and where can I get some food. I know. Gotta talk about the foodie, right? Because you don't get a body like this by just eating peanuts on a plane. So, I always go to my gate first. Only to make sure I know where it's at. Because the last thing you want to do is be late for your flight. Okay? So, Kathy, your security is crowded due to the shootings in Florida. No, not one bit. In fact, it was one of the easiest experiences I've had in quite some time, to be honest with you. And Danny, I know you only care about flights at Disney. I guess you could say I care about those more than anything else as well. So, anyway, so I'm here at my gate, and there's another flight boarding, which is good. That's fine. So, now, one of the more important things to do. Find some lunch. Because the last thing you want to do is get stuck on a flight and being hungry at the same time. That's just bad. Okay. So if you're at a major airport, you're always going to find something at least decent. So I don't know what I'm going to do yet. Let's see. Also, here's a few other tips. I'm going to show you my backpack in a little bit. And I'm going to show you some of the things I pack to get through security easier and easier and easier. Because I used to overpack. I used to overpack to the extreme. But I'll show you more about that in a little bit. So I'm going to go ahead and end this here because I'm on a quest for sustenance. Because I've got, let's see, what time is it? I don't even know what time it is. It's 1 o'clock. So I've got 2 hours before my flight actually takes off. That gives me enough time to grab a bite, check email, make a few phone calls, and relax for my flight. All right, so I'm glad you guys tuned in, and I appreciate it. Go ahead and share this video with others. And as I said, I will come back later. Some videos will be shorter, and so we'll be very focused. But I'm also going to show you things like dealing with the flight, rental car deals, or dealing with rental cars, your hotel, things like that. So, until then, thanks for joining, and we'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.